Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today, we're going over the daily technical analysis update of uranium. Uranium is one of the most undervalued commodities at this time. It is going to rip it. I know that we had some weakness today. You know what I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer. I added to the donations portfolio a few companies. I would continue to cost average in. I think this is a buying opportunity. From what I understand, the news that was released was fake or something like that. It doesn't even matter. The underlying market needs energy badly, and there's no way around not using uranium. That's my opinion. We're going to have to use it. So, in my opinion, this sector we've just broken out of its pattern. We had a dip today. I was like, yes, I could buy some in the donations portfolio, and I'll let you know which ones I did. So let's dive in here. I'll give you my financial opinion. Please don't use that as advice. We've got a hammer pattern right now. It's going higher. It's looking fantastic. The dip was there, and people bought it back up. It looks great. Yeah, we had a down day today, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the momentum. It opened here. It went down, came back up, and we are rocketing. The momentum's up. This is like a launching pad. This is like a rubber band that somebody's squeezing back to launch higher. So that looks really good. I like this sector a lot. Uranium, it came back down. We've got a nice little hammer pattern. Again, this will, I think, head higher. Still looking good. Yeah, even though we had the news today. And we're getting all of these types of patterns here, this like stretch band one. And if you guys can, get like the bottom of one of these, I mean, you got a really good deal, I think. GoVX, GVXXF, still looking good. Yeah, we came back within the pattern, but it'll go, guys. We're right at the top of this thing. We're standing on top of it. This is somewhat of a double booty bottom. We've got only just one cheek of it, and then we consolidate here, and then we run. It's right in front of us. I would be a buyer here. Global Atomic, another one that's ready to make a new high here. Looking in at the daily candlestick, yeah, we came back in the pattern. It's got a nice little tiny hammer pattern. Still, it'll go back up. Looks good. Hammer pattern. It's got at support. I like Forces Metals here. Looks good to me. Pier Point hammer pattern. That looks good to go higher. Hammer pattern, deep yellow. I'd see it to go higher. Paladin, not as much as a hammer pattern, but it's still very cheap. That one looks good. Sky Harbor, hammer pattern. We're seeing these hammer pattern, guys. It all looks good. I don't know what happened to Next Gen Energy. What happened there? They must have went to a different exchange, huh? New York Stock Exchange, nice. Down 5.4% there. Let me, I'll add it later. So we'll go to Canalaska, a little bit of a down day today, not a hammer pattern or anything, just a regular down day. Base load, it came on down, it gapped way down and then came back up throughout the day. Momentum is still heading up. I still like it down here. This is basically a retest if you guys want to know. FISOF, still looking good. It's got the wick on the bottom. That means people bought this back up throughout the day, including myself, not in FISOF, but Fission Uranium has got the wick on the bottom. I like all these guys. They look good. It's like they're giving us another chance to load up. Camco looking good, almost like a hammer pattern. Kazatomprom, hammer pattern. Actually, this looks good to be maybe a potential buyer down here even. This one looks like a reversal candlestick, guys, right here. This looks like a bottom to me where it's going to go higher. That's my opinion. Peninsula Energy, another one. It gapped down, but it ended up. So that still looks really good to move on up. Momentum is going up, even though it gapped lower on news. Kind of fishy, if you ask me. But Boss Energy just moving sideways. Yeah, a little bit of a larger down day today. Consolidated Uranium, we're right at that back test. I like it here, guys. I mean, this is where you get the back test on this. We're sitting on top of a massive pattern. God, I wish I had a bunch more money. I would be just going gangbusters on all these commodities. They look all so insanely good to me. Lotus Resources still above the breakout. Still looks good to accumulate, in my opinion. I did buy UROY in the donations portfolio. I cost averaged in 2 times today and got it on this little pullback. I still think that the path of least resistance is higher. Encore Energy is another one I would be looking at. This thing looks good down here at $1.12. I think we'll eventually head higher. UU, it's a little bit more in the middle, but still looks good. There is no reversal candlestick pattern on most of these guys. They're like, this is a bullish hammer pattern to move higher for URG. UEC, yeah, it's sold off, but we're still at all this support. I like it here. LEU, a little bit, it's right at support. I like it here too. LEU looks good right here. I tried buying some, but I didn't have enough money. I ran out of money. But we'll hit it. We'll hit it again next week. LTBR, a little bit of a down day, still looks okay. It's basically a little wick at the bottom, and I like the wicks because it means people are buying it back up and the momentum's coming back up. So that looks good. ISO Energy, again, the wick at the bottom, momentum, hammer pattern, probably going to go higher. We're getting all these hammer patterns, and I stand by the arrows going up. Where I still think we're going higher. DNN, another one I purchased in there. We'll come on up, guys. It'll come. Blue Sky Uranium hammer pattern, heading higher. Forum Energy Metals, we're just moving sideways. I'd be a buyer on this return move. Looks good. AEC, Anfield, yep, a little bit of a downward move. We're trying to break out of this massive pattern. This thing will run when it goes, guys. It's going to run. Anfield Energy looks fantastic. Laramide's looking okay, moving on up. One thing that you can tell here, I'm going to delete this so you guys don't get too afraid of it. And I'm gonna clean up this picture here because I can see it. What this is a double booty bottom. You've got bottom here, another bottom here, and then we go through this section here where it kind of zigzags like this, and then it breaks. This is a Wyckoff accumulation bottom. This is your slingshot in 2020. You buy it on the slingshot, you have an amazing return because you bought the bottom of the bottom almost. Looking at Western Uranium, this is another kind of booty bottom. There's the slingshot down here. It hit its head and kind of came back down, but it still looks, still looks okay. UEXCF, another one with a double booty bottom. You can see these I call them the double booties. Then you get a consolidation period here where it kind of goes back and forth, and then it'll break. And then we're into another level of awesomeness as that breaks. So that looks really good for UEX. Mega Uranium's doing the same thing. It pauses here, and then we've just broken to the upside. I would be personally a buyer up here. I like it. And then we got ALXEF. This one's just kind of coming to the bottom there, backing out. So what's cool about this, guys, is you guys still have a really good opportunity to buy something here. Right here, I would be a buyer. It is kind of that same type of double booty bottom. It's not a bottom. It's a slingshot where it kind of looks like this. But it's coming. And when we break this long-term pattern here, and I like how we've got this on the monthlies coming right down. This is a dead period. Usually what happens is you come up and then it pulls right back to the beginning of it. So go to the dailies. I like it right in here, guys. It looks good. I wish I had more money to pile into it. And then AZURF, Azincourt, another one with the bullish hammer pattern. Good looking at the kind of a bigger long-term view. We're coming up into this kind of corner here, and it'll break. And it's going to be game on like Donkey Kong. God, these all look, they all look really good, guys. I'm looking at all these commodities, and I am looking at all these opportunities, and they all look super good. Uranium looks really good. Don't be discouraged about today. It's nothing. It's coming. The big moves are coming, and it's going to be monstrous. Now, which companies do I think will do the best? This is obviously going off the cuff here. Encore Energy looks pretty awesome. The African crew I like a lot. That's Deep Yellow, Bannerman, Forces Metals, Goviax, Global Atomic, those all look excellent. Paladin Energy. And then some of the other ones with these big patterns that they're scribing out. Anfield looks really interesting, right where it's at. Asian Court, ALX, they look really interesting as well. And I just wish I had a lot more money, because if I had a lot more money, I'd just be buying all this stuff up in greater quantities. So I'm super bullish, guys, on everything. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.